बैंक ऑफ कैनेडा की इस अनाउंसमेंट के नाल कि जिहड़ा ओवरनाइट पॉलिसी रेट है 75 बेसिस पॉइंट हो गया, कई चीज़ां च थल्ले मचनी है। जिवें कि अंदाज़ा लगाया जा रहा सीगा कि जी इस तो बाद शायद चेंज नहीं होना, ये जिहड़ी रेट इनक्रीज दी जिहड़ी सिस्टम चल रहा है इनू शायद स्टॉप कर देंगे। उन्होंने क्लीयर इंडिकेशन दी है कि इनू नहीं स्टॉप किया जाएगा, इसके हथौड़े वजदे रहेंगे टिल द इंटरेस्ट रेट इन्फ्लेशन कम्स बिटवीन 2 to 3% टारगेट रेट। सो इहदा मतलब यही है कि हाले होर इनक्रीज तुहानूं देखण नूं मिलणगे। रब रखा साडे सारिआं दा। इस तो पहला कि असीं बाकी गल करिए, असीं इह तुहाडे नाल जिक्र करना चाहांगे कि जिहड़े सज्जनां दा अज जन्मदिन है, जिहड़े सज्जन अज अपनी एनिवर्सरी मना रहे हैं, जिन्हां ने घर दी क्लोजिंग कर लियां, सैलीब्रेट कर रहे हैं, तो जिन्हां दे घर नव जन्मे शिशु आए ने, उन्हां सारिआं नूं पॉल चीमा PC24 ते साडे जिहड़े पार्टनर ने अमृत सूरा जिहड़े साडे नाल जुड़ चुके हैं, उन्हां वालों लख लख मुबारकबाद होवे। परमात्मा तुहानूं इह चढ़दे सूरज नाल नवाजे ते तुसीं इदां हमेशा ही खुश एंड तरबर तैयार रहो। हमेशा तरह असी एक खोट लैके आने आ। साडा पिछे कुछ दिनों तो फोकस चल रहा है एंगर मैनेजमेंट उत्ते। यकीन मनना है कि मैनू एक कोट दे नाल खुद नूं फायदा आया। हुण तुसीं पुछो किदां? पिछे जे किसी ने मेरी टिकटॉक दे उत्ते मैं किसी दे वीडियो दे कमेंट कीता ते किसी 3rd 4th 5th पता नहीं किहड़ा बंदा हैगा, उन्हें इन्ना रबिश कमेंट लिखिया कि उन्होंने पढ़ के मेरा तो एक बारी खून खौल गया। फिर मैं सोचा यार लेट्स लीव हिम। इफ आई रिस्पॉन्ड टू दिस पर्सन इन एन एंग्री मैनर, it is going to create more negativity. It is better to totally disregard that negative comment and not respond it. So I think I am more in line with the quote that I'm going to share today. The quote is given by one Dr. Bohdi Sanders, Bohdi. So if you want to know about Bohdi Sanders, let me tell you in brief. He is a multi-award winning author of 8 books on martial arts philosophy, self-help, and science of living life to the fullest. His writings focuses on integrating universal wisdom, honor, and integrity into one's personal life. He has won 9 national awards for his writings and his contribution to the martial arts. He is also a renowned martial artist with over 35 years experience and is also a martial arts Hall of Fame inductee. He has earned a 5th degree black belt. I don't know what it means, but it seems to be a very serious affair, right? In Shotokan Karate. In addition, Dr. Sanders has extensive training in the holistic arts. He has a doctorate in natural health and naturopathy and holds certifications as a master of acupressure and as an Usui Tibetan Reiki master. So I imagine he is from Tibet. So this is about Dr. Bohdi Sanders. His website is thewisdomwarrior.com. thewisdomwarrior.com. This is what he told us. He said, never respond to an angry person with a fiery comeback, even if he deserves it. Don't allow his anger to become your anger. So this is exactly what I did today. I'm so happy that I am learning, I'm changing my mindset as I'm sharing these quotes with you. I hope you get benefited from this. Never respond to an angry person with a fiery comeback, even if he deserves it. जो तुम लगे भी ना कि इधर मुंह ते मुक्के पहने चाहिए, मुक्के ना मारो, पीछे हट जाओ। ठीक है, don't let him run your brain. Don't allow his anger to become your anger. So let me ask our team member, Amrit Sura, how he feels about it. Hey Amrit,
So,
you
yes.
just heard the quote.
Great to be here. Thank you so much for listening in. One of the things my brother explained to me once, I believe he heard it from a quote, and he mentioned letting anger brew in your mind is like eating poison and expecting your enemy to die from it. So it'll just eat you up inside, right?
It does.
What you don't want to do is let somebody else's opinion of you overwhelm you. It's absolutely absurd. It's none of your business what they think of you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So one good way of looking at it is minding your own business, and your own business is your self wellness at the end of the day, right? You don't want something eating you up inside. You might look whole, and you don't want holes throughout your body. And I think the stress factors increase with the amount of anger you burden yourself with. So I certainly agree. I think you need to just step back and then look at the situation and then deal with it appropriately.
Well, there is so much good stuff about how to save yourself from being someone else's pawn. So you basically become a pawn in others' hands when you respond the way they wanted you to respond. If you are angry, they will make you more angry, and they want you to act in a particular manner. So maybe they can sue you, they can make money off you, they can, their world is kind of crazy place at this moment. Everybody is trying to screw other person. People are totally getting unreasonable. Not everyone, but there are many who are. So don't take me wrong. I don't mean to demean the entire society, the world, but there are always few person, and we don't know who that person is. So you need to be cautious from each and every one. So that's the whole thought about it. So how is Vancouver going on? How is the weather there, Amrit?
It's starting to get a little bit chilly in the morning, so that's a little change coming up, right? Now school is back in action. People are back to normal routines. I think with the recent announcement, and I think the minor change in the inflation rate.
You're breaking up.
It'll be aided further by the interest rate hike. So having this interest rate hike might allow the inflation rate to come down a little bit more. So bringing back to some normalcy the activities that we were having 5 or 6 years ago, as opposed to impulse buying, which was happening over the last 2 or 3 years. So I think slow and steady wins the race. Having the patience to achieve the goals that you require, I think, are the main sort of message at the end of the day. We can't, as people that are out there providing service, we can't change what's going to happen at the Bank of Canada level. All we can do is guide our clients through the decisions that they make for their future, right? So it's interesting to see the number of listings that are up. Prices have come down a little bit, leaving the buyers in a position where they're going to be able to shop properly in their mindset. Okay, as opposed to making a rush decision, let's take our time. Let's be committed to the goal and then proceed forward. I mean, it gives in our service at the end of the day, it gives us the opportunity to do the amount of due diligence required as well. So, I had a inquiry from someone who wants to buy a particular parcel of land. And I says, okay, well, hold on a minute. We want to enact on the opportunity, but before I can guide you correctly, let me check in with the municipal hall, right, and see what's what with that particular piece of property. So the last thing I want is, a scenario where 3 years or 4 years from now, when the lady's looking to remarket the property for sale, we're unable to obtain highest and best use because there's certain things which we missed out on when we were doing the due diligence. So it gives, I think for the professionals out there, I think it'll give them an opportunity now as well to sort of engage well within other community members who are providing municipal service, for example, or even architects and engineers, and say, okay, guys, let's have a look at this property and see what the outlook may be in 5-6 years time, if that's where the client wants to go, right? Some people are coming out and saying, well, can you provide me with a substantial lot size which can either be subdivided or redeveloped in the future, not necessarily right now, but we wouldn't know that if we don't inquire to the municipal hall. And if you're making casino moves, when you know how it ends.
I like that word, casino moves.
We don't want to do that for our clients, right?
It looks like you go to casino a lot, Amrit.
No, I don't go to casino.
I guess many people would have gone to casino during pandemic as they were running out of cash. So maybe spending $20 might get them $2,000 in one shot.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, that's the luck of the draw, right?
There's the luck of the draw, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who knows it? Anything is possible.
So the original or real lotteries with property would have probably been 30, 40, 50 years ago, where you could acquire acres of land at tens of thousands as opposed to, yeah. Sorry,
I guess you have a choppy network today because you keep freezing in between.
Seems to. Are you still? Yeah, I can hear you well.
That's okay. We can still work with it. That's fine. It happens sometimes. It all goes off and on. But more than anything, it's at least we are talking. That's important. I'm going to remove your black patches around to make it clean.
Great.
I'm a programmer. I'm a broadcaster. I am tech service as well, and customer service all in one, right here.
All in one, yeah.
I do all in one.
Saying, right?
So August home prices have gone up in Toronto, down everywhere else. But there are many municipalities which have shown high prices from July. I will not talk from February anymore. February is now a forgotten month. We are actually looking forward 2023 as we, inch closer to the new year. Maybe we are going to get new cards and calendars and diaries and whatnot. So forget February. There are some municipalities that have shown an increase from July prices, but August home prices went up in Toronto. This is a report published by Canadian Mortgage Trends because they do a lot of research. The steady decline in home prices finally stabilized in the greater Toronto area in August, but persisted in other metro housing markets. The trap has a lot of geographic area which gets Peel, Durham, Dufferin, and then there are out of area properties too, which you see with MLS numbers starting with X. So what it says is the first month-over-month increase since prices started falling in the year. The home price index has fallen 22% from its peak of $1.376 million in March. In August, the benchmark price was $1,079,500, which is a 2.1% increase from July and up nearly 1% from 1 year ago. Bingo! We are moving up! Many sellers would be happy to hear this news. And well, why shouldn't they be? There's all reason to be happy. They have suffered a lot because the neighbors sold houses for $300,000 higher than what they are selling today. So maybe it's a bit of relief. And believe me, whatever everyone says on TikTok or those reels or all those little attention-catching media, I will tell you one thing, that home prices are going to go up pretty faster than you think. So make sure you are there. You are there to buy because the window of opportunity may be very small. So you got to use this window of opportunity. Well, you don't have to work with me, work with any agent you want to work with. So I'm not scaring you that you come over to me and I make money off you. No, that's not the case. You do whatever you want to do, but make sure that you are taking the right step. So Amrit, I have been telling people this is going to make quick change because this is just like this and this, right? But coming down takes longer time. Going up, it doesn't take longer time. The 2-3 year gap in rise in house prices is not something unconventional. This is normal. If market comes down, it takes 2-3 years to recover. Then there's a long journey before the cycle repeats itself. So this is the time people should be thinking about getting their houses closed. If you need any help, give us a shout at 647-333-2273. I can help you with private funds if you are running short of money. But of course, cannot go beyond 80 to 90% max. Don't come to me if you need 95% loan to value. It's not possible anymore. Yes, sir.
So we're seeing, definitely seeing an increase in the number of people taking an opportunity to provide shelter, which is much needed. You know, on the affordable housing route, as far as new homes are concerned, there'll be, you know, many more projects coming up within. If you look at just the Abbotsford area, there's 9 new townhouses and condominium sites which are ongoing. They certainly haven't stopped. You know, the banks are still pushing forward, you know, lending the money to the people who've got shovels in ground already. So just because Toronto is where it is, the financial center of Canada, soon enough, the news that you're quite elated about, being the prices are gradually growing back up, we will start having the same kind of impact here locally. As far as what I've seen in the last 30 days, there's been a number of properties which have decreased their prices just in order to make sure that the right eyes are seeing them. Now, a decrease in your list price doesn't necessarily mean you're getting undervalue for your property. It just means that's what is affordable for those buyers at the present time. So
yeah, at the same time, you are buying similarly reduced house too if you are moving to next higher house.
exactly.
It is just proportionate.
It is proportionate, exactly. So, at the end of the day, we may not get to the point where we're in the cycle where there were in the 1980s you had 13 to 17% mortgage rates, because the prices of the houses will never get that low, in my opinion. I mean, if you had a $200,000 home and your interest rate was 17%, similarly, fast forward 35, 40 years, you're looking at lower interest rates but higher price points. So what didn't change? The bank's facility never changed. So the bank is in business in order to lend money. As long as you've paid taxes and you have a job, the bank will work with you, right?
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, I think the short break was due to the fact that, okay, things happened, things opened up, people were traveling, they went on international vacations, and now they're getting back to the routine of things. So I think there'll be a ramp up of more increase in transactions over the next 3 to 4 weeks at least. So I'm sure that things will start to rebound slowly and steadily, right? The inflation rate is going down slow and steady. Similarly, the same patterns. Again, we'll get to a scenario where transactions will, keep happening. People are always going to have the requirement to move and transition, right? So I think it's important to have that mindset as far as that's concerned. There's going to be lots of choices out there. So if you're not, if you were previously not in the single family home, or if you were in the single family home market, your price point of the down payment amount has now decreased, right? So based on the value of the property, and if you take a step down and say, okay, well, we'll try out a townhouse for the next 3, 4, 5 years, and make things work, people are able to afford a little bit more of a bigger townhouse, right? So that is, there's still going to be enough for everyone.
That's true. Thank you very much for your input. And for those people who are living in region of Peel and are unable to find properties that can match with their disposable income, Peel region is making and also has some affordable housing. So you just need to go to Region of Peel website and find out those projects. At present, there are few projects undergoing construction, which is Brightwater East Avenue Redevelopment Project, Indwell Community Homes, Pathway Arbor Mill Expansion, Peel Family Shelter Relocation. These projects are designed to give affordable rental or transitional housing. So transition housing, you mean the transition housing comes if I could explain it, it's if you are, let's say you are temporarily, homeless, they will put you into these transitional places, and after your things get settled, you move back to your house or you make alternate arrangement. There are many domestic dispute cases where husband or wives or children have to move to such locations, and there may be youth as well who are angry or who are temporarily kicked out or have gone out. There may be millions of circumstances that force someone out of their homes. So those transitional housings can give you space. It can save you from the elements, it can give you privacy, and you can get some time to recover and get back your life again. So there are transitional housing available. So all you need to do is go to the Peel region website and find out the information there. Trust me, you will be very much enlightened. For example, Brightwater, when it develops, it will create 150 new affordable rental units. East Avenue is also creating 150 new affordable rental units. Indwell Community Homes is creating 40 supportive housing units. Pathway Arbor Mill expansion is creating 6 new affordable rental units. And then Peel Family Shelter Relocation is creating 108 emergency beds for families, not hospitals, sorry, for families. So you need to look more into this data and make sure you file your application if you need shelter, if you need affordable rental, because there may be a waiting list. So do you have something like that in Abbotsford as well, Amrit? Affordable housing by the city?
Yeah, so it's called subsidized housing, with PC
similar.
housing, and if you have low income and meet the eligibility, you may qualify for this. And then you just register online. Housing registry application is available, and then to fall into the eligible group, you must be defined as a minimum of 2 people, including 1 dependent child, who is considered to be a dependent child. Well, anyone who's a stepchild, adopted child, or legally under your care. So I think for what the government does have, they have accessibility available. There are some foundations as well. Just near my office, there's a place called Cyrus Center, which basically helps youth from troubled families. They provide them with a safe place and meals, and then obviously to also help them regroup, gives them a chance to get back on their feet, sort of thing, right? So it's a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle as far as community outreach is concerned. I think there may be other ways of dealing with it.
Yes,
I think on the front where the youth or young adults get exposed to intoxicants and then fall into a trap, because it just becomes a recurring nightmare for them, right? They just don't know what steps to take. At some point, they need a wake-up call, and even some of the homeless people that I've talked to locally here, they said, well, there's only a certain amount of people that are allowed in, right?
Yeah.
Region by region, from some of the things I've heard, even as a few years back as 2020, I believe, There was, one of the mayors in Alberta had put some of the young homeless on buses to come out to the West Coast. And this brought a lot of people to the West Coast. Temperatures are a little bit easier for them to handle, but was that the right decision to make? I think more of the emphasis would have been on, okay, how do we get these guys to a safe place, get them clean, and then getting them into society to encourage and thrive, right? Because nobody wants to see their fellow man in despair.
Yeah.
So yes, the governmental bodies are saying, okay, there's affordable homes. Okay, that's great. What things are put in place there to change their behaviors?
Very right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Amit, that's a great feedback. Thank you very much for talking about it. We will be back after this quick break. Are you looking for a reliable legal office that can handle your closing in the most effective manner? If yes, please get in touch with Rakesh Joshi at 416-213-8600. Joshi Law Office provides all the legal advices about real estate law, business law, immigration laws, notarization and affidavits, wills and trust. Give them a call today, 416-213-8600. Are you looking for reliable immigration services? If yes, contact Sukhi Paul at 647-296-4575 or office phone number 905-790-8877. They are located at 219-220 at 7956 Torban Road. It's right at the intersection of Torban Road and Steeles Avenue West. Contact them for all kind of visa services. Finding an honest and diligent insurance and investment advisor is a rarity these days. If you are looking for great advice, contact Mr. Bhupendra Mane, who is the regional director of Cosmos Financial Center. They are located at Union number 830 Top Flight Drive, Mississauga. The phone number to call is 647-448-6229. Give them a call today. Is your business suffering from performance? If yes, it is the right time to call Ravinder Duggi at 416-807-7986. She will find out the weak points and the points where the performance issues are paramount and help you fix those issues. Give her a call today. Do not be late. Are you looking to buy or sell your home or any commercial real estate? If yes, call me today at 647-333-2273 or 647-328-3279. I provide services in real estate and mortgages. I am mortgage broker with Akal Mortgages Inc., where when we say yes, we stand behind our promise. Reach out to me today. Do you want to shop right without burning your pockets? If yes, please visit Monisha Discount Warehouse at 377 Burnhamthorpe Road, East Mississauga, Ontario. They are the best. They have all kind of Indian, Pakistani and other local stuff that you can buy at literally throwaway prices. Contact them at 905-361-0773. Monisha Discount Warehouse. D.P. Jain is a well-known name in the fields of accounting. You can contact him today at his cell number 416-305-0080 or his office number 905-790-9327. Once you start working with him, you will never want to leave him. He is 5-star professional. Call him today. D.P. Jain Professional Corporation. PC24 RE-TV is heard over so many different channels. If you want to promote your business for free, call me at 647-333-2273. You can also send your artwork to contact@paulcheema.com. We are here to be partners in your business success. 647-333-2273. ਇਸ 24 ਆਵਰ ਟੀਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੁੜ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹੋਸਟ ਪਾਲ ਚੀਮਾ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਨੇ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਬੜੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਮਾਨੇ ਮੰਨੇ ਪਰਮਾਨੇ ਰੀਅਲਟਰ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਪਾਲ ਸੂਰਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਪਾਲ ਸੂਰਾ ਨੂੰ ਬੜੀ ਜਲਦੀ ਹੀ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਪਾਲ ਸੂਰਾ ਜਾਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸੂਰਾ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ 778-999-1531 ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਲ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਅਫੋਰਡੇਬਲ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਦੀ। ਅਫੋਰਡੇਬਲ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪੈਲਿਟੀਜ਼ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹੂੰਗਾ ਮੈਕਸਿਮਮ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪੈਲਿਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਰਨ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੀਲ ਰੀਜਨ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਫੋਰਡੇਬਲ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਕਾਨ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਯੂਨਿਟਸ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ? ਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 5 ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਅਕੋਮੋਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ ਐਮਰਜੈਂਸੀ ਸ਼ੈਲਟਰ। ਐਮਰਜੈਂਸੀ ਸ਼ੈਲਟਰ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਮੀਡੀਏਟ ਨੀਡ ਨੂੰ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਵਰਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਲਾਈਕ ਦੇ ਹੈਵ ਦਾ ਮਿਨੀਮਲ ਐਲੀਜੀਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਟੇਰੀਆ, offer shared sleeping facilities and amenities. They may offer food, clothing, or other services. Some emergency shelters allow people to stay on an ongoing basis, while others are short-term and are set up to respond to special circumstances such as extreme weather. If the weather goes very bad and you don't have a shelter, you can always take refuge under such shelters, which are called emergency shelters. So the Queen Street Brampton Youth Shelter is one such shelter, and another one is Peel Family Shelter. This is one type of affordable housing that region of Peel provides. The second is transitional. It is also temporary, but it is a supportive kind of accommodation that is meant to bridge the gap from homelessness to permanent housing by offering structure, supervision, support, housing planning, etc. The housing offered is temporary and residents can only stay in the housing for a set amount of time, maybe 1 year or 2 years. So, but don't think that if you could not close a transaction and you already evicted your rental unit, you will just go over there. I'm not sure if you can go there, but you can always try. There is transitional housing, and then comes supportive housing. So these are affordable and accessible residential accommodations that provide individual-based support and services so residents can live independently. This can include assistance with activities of daily living or medical care and other community-based support. Peel Manor Seniors Rental Building and Lakeshore Lot are such examples in the region of Peel. Then comes seniors housing. If you are 65 or over, well, this is for you. Peel Manor Seniors Rental Building and Mayfield Seniors Apartments are example of senior housing. And then comes affordable rental. Rental housing, as defined by the provincial policy statement, is considered affordable as being the least expensive of the following two calculations. A rental unit where the rent does not exceed 30% of gross annual household income. Gross annual household income, or a rental unit where the rent is at or below the average market rent of a unit in the regional market area. So the gross income they use for the calculation is used for non-rent geared to income applicants and / units. while RGI, rent geared to income, applications are based on net family income. 5 Rutherford Road, South Mayfield Family Site, Chelsea Gardens, East Avenue, redevelopment project, Bright Water, BBCFR Limited, and 360 Canadian Center Drive are examples of affordable housing. So I must tell you that today at 3 p.m. Today at 3 p.m. I'm right, which is September 7, Peel Affordable Rental Incentive Program is being shared using virtual meeting. If you are interested to join, please go to Region of Peel website and you can find this under Affordable Housing Incentive Program. You will see a tab that says upcoming launch event. So it is September 7. It's a virtual kickoff of the 2022 Peel Affordable Rental Incentive Program. So register for it and you can learn more about affordable rental program for 2022. If they give me permission, I will try to broadcast it live here. So coming back to our guest, Mr. Amrit Sura. Yes, sir. So Amrit, if people ask you, what is the best area to live in? Where is the less crime rate? Where offenses are least? So what do you think you basically direct them to? Do you give them information? Do you say that this is a good area, this is a bad area, this is this and this is that? Or you direct them to some site?
You have to list down your number of questions that obviously you propose to a buyer as well, right? So what's a necessity for them? Yes, safety is the key point. What about accessibility to school? What about accessibility to services as far as going into the town center, proximity to town center? So sometimes you got to weigh things out and say, okay, is your requirement for shelter situated or only categorized by, is it a safe area? We've got many things to address. We've got to address school, proximity to highways and byways, border crossing sometimes, and then obviously logistics for a lot of these people who are heavy duty truckers, right? So they don't want to be driving 1 hour from where they park their truck. So they want to be in a ideal position. Like when you look at Abbotsford, I'd generally say, okay, is Abbotsford a safe area? Abbotsford is a relatively safe area. It's an urban community which is growing rapidly. Will they never be crime? So potentially, you know, those kind of questions we address on a case-by-case basis, because it's not only the crime rate that people have to consider. They've got to consider all the other points that come through. Now, if you want to be really safe, then we're looking at acreages, right? Acreages with high security systems put in place. So you're keeping crime out, and then the only thing you have to really contend with is wilderness. So so in urban communities, there's always going to be an element of criminal activity for sure.
Absolutely.
And
so the way I suggest them, Amrit, because for me, every area is a good area. I don't have privilege to say, hey, this neighborhood sucks, this neighborhood is fantastic, this is high gentry, this is low class people, so this is this kind of ethnicity living, this is this kind of ethnicity living there. I try to stay away from all those answers. So I just tell them, hey, look, If you need more information, I can direct you to the police website for this area, like Field Police. Field Police has all the crime statistics for every area. Let them do their research, because for me it becomes judging people and community, which I am not legally entitled to do. I will never judge any community, any color. I won't say, hey, these color people are better than this color people. I have to stay away from this conversation, because for me, everyone is equally important and valuable.
Absolutely.
So, because I see we list everywhere, but when it comes to telling people, we knowingly or unknowingly start criticizing certain areas, which if someone records your conversation, they can put you to a lot of tough situation. So you handle the stage for a minute. I will come back to you, Amrit. I'm just going to take a quick call here.
Absolutely, no problem. We'll chat along here. So another thing to remember here, as far as the Fraser Valley is concerned, Abbotsford being equipped here as well with an international airport makes it a significant place. And when people are relocating to the West Coast, they think, okay, where is the most affordable place at the present time? So normally that happens, and it starts from Abbotsford all the way into Hope. Now, as far as if you're able to do the commutes a little bit longer, so the longer the commute from Hope to Vancouver, you're looking at about an hour and 45 minutes to the downtown core area. If you're working in Abbotsford, that's a shorter drive. You're looking at closer to 50 minutes, and you'd be, in work mode. So the demand for the Abbotsford region is continuing to grow because of accessibility. And also it opens up a lot more sort of area for people, because when they finally relocate to the Fraser Valley, they think, well, okay, there's so much more available for them to advance. Maybe the husband would take a job closer to home, rather than commute with his wife to downtown Vancouver, and they can sort of be able to be logistically available for family locally, and then also enjoy the significant growth that's happening in Abbotsford. So like I said earlier today, we've got about 8 or 9 new development communities up and coming here in the Fraser Valley, and more will start opening up as things sort of ease up. So very popular area, Abbotsford, British Columbia. Has its own international airport, as I said, and then obviously there's trade access is absolutely phenomenal, because you're literally 5 minutes to the border crossing, right, at Sumas.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you very much for holding the fort for me. We are working on a closing that has been delayed by more than 22 days. A lot has been going on with the buyers. My client is very, angry and upset about what's going on. So yesterday, these guys sent out a very weird request to me. The agent called me and he said, one of the lender wants to give money only after a title is transferred. Can you transfer a title? We will give you the money later on. I said, it doesn't work like that.
Wow.
It doesn't work like that. So I said, are they borrowing funds from another lender without informing the first lender? He said, looks like that. I said, okay. So we will not transfer the title unless all the money is received by the lawyer. No lawyer will do that kind of closing. Then we give you the house and then you do the closing. We get the money later on. Who does it? Come on, man. So with Bank of Canada's 75 basis point increase, the prime rate is 5.45%. That means your stress test is 7.45% unless Office of Superintendent of Financial Institutions takes an action and says no to stress test. We are there. They tested us for 5.25 when the rate of interest was less than 1%. The purpose was to validate a borrower that if he can keep paying the monthly mortgage payments, if the rate of interest goes to 5.25%. We are there, man. Stop this nonsense now. There should be no stress test. This is what I strongly believe. And they should just kill this. It is not needed. It is adding more pressure to people. Well, many people, if they are looking to find a good school where they can buy a house, I will tell you this. There's an important resource you can always refer to. And trust me, they do a ton of research before suggesting you the name of a school. The institution is called Fraser Institute. They have an online school report card. How this school fared in like listening, reading, math, science, whatever. So they grade schools based on that score and they do it province-wide. So in region of Peel, there are 7 private schools which have the highest rating. So Ahmadiyya Elementary School has first ranking out of 3,037 private schools or overall schools. I don't know that. Iqra Islamic School has again a rating of 10. Number 1 position. It shares with Ahmadiyya Elementary School. Then comes Isna Islamic School, rating of 1 out of 37 schools. Khalsa School Malton, number 10 out of 10, rating number 1 out of 37 schools. Safa and Marwa Islamic School, 10 rating, 1 out of 3,037 schools. Olive Grove School, 8.7 rating, 118th rank. Al Manarat High School, rating 8.3, 203 rank. These are all private schools in region of Peel. If you want to know about public elementary school, here we go. St. John of the Cross School has 30th rank and a score of 9.5, very close to those private schools. St. Rose of Lima Separate School, 9.4, 35th rank. École Élémentaire Horizon Jeunesse, 9.4, 35th rank. St. Mark Separate School, 9.2 score, 46th rank. St. John, I guess 23rd Catholic Elementary School, 9.2 rating. The rank is 46th. St. David of Wales Separate School has a score of 8.8, ranking of 97. St. Edmund Separate School, 8.8, 97th ranking. Saints Martha and Mary Separate Schools, 8.8, 97th ranking. Hawthorne Public School, 8.4, 169th ranking. Amazing schools, guys. If you're looking to find the best school for your child, well, you can go to Fraser Institute website and you can find a tab that says school ranking, or you can just Google search school rankings by Fraser Institute. You will find the link. That's what I told Google to do all the time. People ask for this. So you just tell them, Paul suggested you to search for this term on Google, and Google should give the result. I have already spoken with CEO of Google. No issues at all. So check this out. But mind one thing. Houses around these schools are pretty expensive. Everyone wants to be there. It's a great neighborhood. That's why you have great schools. People are compassionate, understanding. They try to work with teachers, principals. It's a good atmosphere. It's a good mix of different communities. So there you go. But if you need specific information about any school, call me 647-333-2273. We have 5 more minutes to go, then we'll call it a day. Yes, sir.
So yeah, going back to the school, there's obviously the biggest thing for most people is, okay, is my child going to be able to walk to school? Or,
absolutely.
Have they got a good sports program? And it's a necessity for everybody, because at the end of the day, I think the emphasis on schooling, from what I have sort of been exposed to in the Western world, is that everything is based around children and the schools, right? So just like that, again, kids are back to school, the market's going to start improving because the focus is now changed. Okay, the kids are back at school, they're able to be entertained or educated for the time being. Let's focus on our transition now. So at the end of the day, hooray for schools. I think at the end of the day, we're in a part of the world where most people rely on the school system in order to not only educate the children, but also have a safe place for them to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And schooling means a lot of things for many parents. The schooling, but again, I have seen this. If the school has a great rating, neighborhoods are very expensive. It requires a lot of collaboration between parents and teachers, principal, because if parents are always working, they don't have time for children. And if there is no supervision at home, children do not study, and that ends up in poor performance at school. Teacher alone cannot do everything. At the same time, those people who are very affluent, have high-ranking jobs, they can afford to have a lot of time at their home, spend time with their children. Those children really succeed better. So this is how the economics work out. But anyways, I hope you like our program. So don't forget the code that we shared this morning. I'm going to repeat that here with you. Never respond to an angry person with a fiery comeback, even if he deserves it. Don't allow his anger to become your anger. By Bodhi Sanders. You can check out his website, Dr. Bodhi Sanders, BOHDISANDERS. And I hope you enjoy a great life. Just like every day we sympathize with those families who have lost their beloved one. We pray for peace to the departed soul, and we also pray to God to give you strength to overcome this shock and big vacuum in your life. Keep moving forward. That's our destiny. We don't know when. So with that, we take your permission. Thank you very much for being with us today. Please like our show on YouTube. That is channel PC24RETV. We would soon be restricting our broadcast to YouTube and maybe our PC24RETV Facebook group. Okay. So you will find us there. Please like so we can provide you a better experience about real estate information and many other related topics. You want to say anything, Amrit, before we turn off the streaming?
Yeah, well, just stay determined on whatever your goals are, wherever you are in your life at the present time. Just be patient and persistent and continue on. I think everything's going to work out really, really well.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. See you tomorrow.